Hello, Gemini, the twins. I am Noelle. I am with followtheplanets.com. Also, Facebook, Follow the Planets, and Instagram. I read astrology and tarot. And this is your forecast for June 2020. I've got a lot to talk about. We have eclipses coming. Mercury, your ruler, is going into retrograde. Venus is in your sign going direct. So let's get started. I have some action items to start with here, and it has to do with your ruler on June 1st. Get your notebook and your calendars out, okay? I do jump around with so much going on. So first, I want you to take notes on what happens on June 4th. And this is about communication, intellect, writing, speaking, working on the computer. It can have to do with your siblings and your neighbors as well. And you want to take notes on what you're doing, what you're talking about, who you're talking to, what talks you initiate this day. And there's an opportunity in these talks really getting propelled into the future in a very grounded way. And for you, Gemini, these talks could have to do with how you earn an income, your possessions, your work ethic. Okay, now it comes back again even stronger on June 30th. And I want you to again take notes on what is going on between June 30th and July 3rd, because on the 30th, these talks could really expand. And they're about moving forward and taking action, but you don't want to take action. I'll let you know what actions you do want to take on this day. But it's about expanding. It's about a life, more like a creative life force, an ego kind of based. It's about identity and purpose, and it's directed. And the actions you do want to take on this day are brainstorming, writing things down, reanalyzing, researching, doing things like this that will really help you get further in the future. That's what this is about, propelling into the future, but not really taking action yet. When you want to take action and do these talks again is July 20th and 22nd. Taking action in this area, and this also has to do with something spiritual. This futuristic in something spiritual, and it could be a shock and surprise overall. It could be a shock and surprise, but these are the actions I want you to take in June. And now we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde, but first I want to get into the eclipses. Please watch my video about eclipses on what you should do and not do. Any suggestions and what to expect is what I need to talk to you about there. And what we have here is an eclipse we have 3 of them. They come in 2s or 3s on June 5th. And this eclipse is a lunar eclipse. It's a full moon shining on your 7th house of partnerships. So something is coming to an accumulation, an end, or being exposed in your house of partnership and marriage. It has to do with a business partner, equality, and sharing. And this is about the big picture. This is about the big picture in these areas. It's about philosophy and how you philosophize about the whole thing in a partnership. Now, what is going on here that's not going to be working so well on the 5th is there's going to be a conflict in how you want to take action in your career. and how you what it is in your career. It has to do with something that's healing or spiritual. You could be working in an institution setting, hospitals, government, schools, religion. Those are all institutions. So something is not working there, and I'm going to tell you what to do on that day and the whole week ahead. Is to get your home organized. Do something out of your home that has to do with organizing, getting a functional schedule set up each day, everything all meticulously aligned, as well as your health. Really take care of your health and exercise. So those are the things that you want to do during this eclipse that's going on, that is going to have some conflict between a partnership, career, big picture, and how to take action. So really focus in on your home on that day and getting organized, staying healthy, okay? And then we have an eclipse on the 20th of June, and this is a solar eclipse, so it's a new moon eclipse, and there's going to be kind of a whole way really around this June 20th eclipse where you want to get something going, but then you got to backtrack. Try and get it going, but then you have to backtrack, and this is in something around your home, something where perhaps you're earning an income around your home, Gemini, and Mercury is retrograde at this point, which we're going to go over in this home area about income. Now, some good things here are you going back to a way of gaining income out of your home? That could be it. Going back to writing, or if you're a writer or communicating or doing a lot of computer work in your home, going back to something that you were doing before, or reviewing a way of earning income that has to do with security, your female energy around your house, and this new beginning. It's a strong new beginning that you want to get started, but know that you're going to have to reanalyze all of this, what you're trying to get started in an earned income and your possessions in the home and what keeps you secure. Okay, so that's what's going to be going on the 20th. Mercury is still in retrograde on the next eclipse on July 4th. And what this is going to be about is a lunar eclipse. It's a full moon lunar eclipse exposing something accumulated and something really like completed here. It has to do with your 8th house. Your 8th house is death and rebirth, sex and intimacy. It's about joint ventures. It's about transformation. So with this exposure, what is it that you need to let go? What needs to end so that you can make room for this new rebirth of something new that's transformational? And there is a positive thing about this, in that it's going to be there could be a surprise, but it's very harmonious. It's a nice surprise in how you can move forward into the future with this, but yet is still grounding. So really think of something that will propel you into the future, whether it be technology, science, whatever it is, in this grounded way of building something, perhaps because it's Taurus, and something spiritual. Again, it has to do with with something coming to an end so that you can rebirth and renew this futuristic thing that will propel you into the future. And there's an opportunity here, okay, with this communication and how, what's going to propel you to the future. So there's a communication around the home that has to do with some sort of income that's going to propel you into the future in a grounded way that might have to do with the institution. It's spiritual, it's creative. So look for that opportunity as well with this full moon eclipse here in your 8th house, and there's a lot going on with career around that, and reputation in your community. Now let's go on to Mercury, your ruler. Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th of June at 14 degrees Cancer, and then it goes direct on July 11th at 5 degrees Cancer. So with it retrograde, it's all in your 2nd house of income and possessions. So in the home, things are being reviewed. They need to be reviewed, rewritten, re-talked about, redone in the home. So the communication in the home is something that needs to be reanalyzed. And I have some dates for you to take notes here. So June 1st, I want you to take notes on what's talked about, what's communicated, and again, around the home, anything domestic. So anything regarding the security in your home, anything feminine, also with your mother as well. Self-care, your roots. That's what needs to be reanalyzed and talked about. And so write down what is going on that day, because it's going to come back. It's going to come back July 9th until July 14th. And if there's something that you want to get talking in that area and continue to talk and review with a family, that's a good day to get it going. And then I want you to take notes on what happens between June 13th and June 22nd. Same type of thing. Communication that has to do with intellect. With your family. An intellectual communication with family, siblings, neighbors, something domestic. Okay? Because that is going to come back in July. So Mercury retrograde here during the eclipses is a big deal. Lots of shifts going on. It's really about going with the flow, Gemini. Really going with the flow about everything, and know that things can shift and change. And now we have Venus in your sign, Gemini, and Venus has been here since April 4th. April 4th, Venus moved into Gemini, and it will stay there through the end of July, I believe, into August. It will stay. Venus stays in Gemini. So you have a lot of reviewing about you and how you come across with love, how you self-express your love, beauty, pleasure. Venus is all about these things, charm and grace and VIPs, artwork, things like that. So Venus is in retrograde until June 24th, and so this love is taking a break for you and how you express it. So it's a good time to review these things and you know, there's always room for updates, and how you express your love and how you express yourself on a beauty level. So these are all up for review. You don't want to do anything new around getting a whole new wardrobe, or getting a whole new haircut or anything like that during retrograde. You want to wait until it goes direct after the 24th. Wait several days, even up to the June 30th, then get the haircut, and then you'll be much more happier with the outcome after it moves forward. And then you can also really express yourself in a loving way. And Venus in Gemini is going to be about writing words of love, getting witty, adding comedy to love as well, and making things fun. Having communication and love is a great combination. And that's what you, as a Gemini, you're a natural communicator, so really communicate love even more after the 24th. Review right now up until then on how you could improve this love, how you can improve your communication style with love. Review that, read about it, read books about it, make a plan for it, because when Venus goes direct, then you taking action on it, you're going to get great responses back on how you move forward with this. So I do want you to take notes as well, because on April 9th I had you take notes on what happened that day, especially around communication and love and beauty and artistic, and you know what was talked about on that day, what you thought about on that day. I wanted you to write all of that down, because it's going to come back. It's going to come back between June 19th and June 30th. So taking notes again between those dates to see what matches and what comes back again, and reviewing your notes on April 9th to see what resurfaces. Okay, so that's very exciting. And then we're going to talk about Mars, Gemini. Mars is in your 10th house of career in Pisces, and it's a really good time for you to take action spiritually. How can you use spiritual, something that's career related, or your reputation in the community? So the areas around this are spiritual, creative, and institutional, and what really needs to end, what's healing, what needs to be let go. So that's what healing is all about, letting go, to open things up for a new rebirth, really. So what do you need to actively get involved with spirituality, creativity, and something institutional that will help you heal and let go? Those are the things that I want you to do while Mars is traveling through this. And it is up until June 28th that these actions will help you release anything that any baggage, because it's going to be a whole new active way in July with Mars in Aries, and you can help really clear the way for a new shift in what you're active in your energy as well. Okay, Gemini, I went through everything. Take these notes and let's see what happens as we move through space and time. Thank you for watching. I'm Noelle with followtheplanets.com, and I am at Facebook and Instagram. I read astrology and I also read tarot. All right, thank you so much, Gemini the twins. Until next time.